welcome to the Meta Bytes podcast. And today I have who I thought was a stranger that I DM'd over Instagram. And he wanted to come on the show. He is a business owner. And I've been following his brand Limitless Laces on Instagram for a little while. And I've been looking for different guests on the podcast, and Tom luckily said yes to coming on. Tom, what's your last name?
My last name is Elliot.
Elliot. Tom Elliot. Well, welcome on the Meta Bytes podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me in.
No worries. Let me just get my notes up because I did actually prepare some stuff to talk about.
Awesome.
Actually, just initially, can you give us a little bit of a background on who you are, where you grew up, and a little bit of history?
Yep. So originally born in Adelaide. Moved over to Perth when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
My journey into business didn't start until about 3 years ago.
Yep.
When me and my friend, I actually co-own Limitless with Sean Dennis.
Ah, okay. Yep.
So about 4 years ago, actually, the idea came to us that we wanted to explore the business world.
Yep.
So we wanted an easy way in, or not an easy way in, but like a cheap kind of concept to kind of play around with.
Yep.
And shoelaces were fairly inexpensive initially.
Yep.
So before before the shoelace idea came to us, I was in a completely different industry, geology. That's what I studied at university.
Okay.
So I do actually have a degree, Bachelor of Science in Geology.
Yep. Which did you do some straight into working in geology at all?
So did the degree, worked in the industry for about 3 years. Didn't really knew straight away, to be honest, that it wasn't really my thing, but just kind of stuck it out for a bit of experience.
Was there a reason you chose geology? Was it because you're based in Perth and there's obviously a lot of that stuff going on?
So my dad's a geologist as well, so
okay.
It was a bit of an influence on me at the time. So that's where I began.
Excellent. And was that the reason you moved from? Was it a work? Your dad coming over to WA to work in geology?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Excellent. So where did you work when you first started your geology?
So I had a few jobs. Yep. I've worked out near Megthara.
Okay.
And I've
consulting sort of stuff, or were you working for a company? Or?
Yeah. So I was a contractor, and then I worked for a few service companies based here in Perth. Yep. Doing a lot of data entry and data analysis.
Okay. Yep.
Which was all right, cool experience, but
and
not really my thing.
Yeah. Was there a little spark or something that got you kind of out of it? Was there an initial moment where you were like, I'm just not either enjoying it or...
that was exactly it. Like, I wasn't enjoying myself too much, and I knew that I just wanted more out of, a career or a job.
Yep.
So I just wanted to explore with a few things.
Yep. And was laces the first thing you explored, or was it...
Actually, I started using flotation therapy to kind of explore myself.
Wow, okay.
Around that time, I was just looking within, trying to find these answers as to what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. Yeah. So I started floating regularly once a week, and that was really insightful. Yeah,
okay. And meditate as well? Did you combine it with meditation?
I was into all kinds of mindfulness around that time, just to find myself, I guess.
Yeah. Where did that come from? Where did you sort of have that sort of change in mindset and I want to go inwards and find out what's going on? Is that something that sort of just came to you, or was it...
It just seemed like what I should do at the time.
Yeah, okay.
Because I wasn't really sure the direction I was heading with a career, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's take a pause. Let's reconnect with my true self.
Okay, yeah.
And go from there.
And did that mean stopping work completely? Was it like a complete sort of end to...
I did stop that work pretty abruptly. And soon after I started working for Beyond Rest, the flotation company.
Yeah. Which you still do some hours for?
Yep.
Which is a weird connection when we first met, when you came in.
Exactly.
Which is really I think this podcast was meant to be, which is exciting.
Exactly.
So with mindfulness then, what did you discover? Like what were some of the, and you're obviously still going through that journey. We all
Yep.
kind of are from,
Indeed.
it's the self is probably one of the hardest things to try and get to terms with.
Indeed.
What sort of things did you start to discover, and how then did it progress into the current business that you're running?
So it really brought to the surface like what I'm passionate about, like what I really enjoy in life. And the biggest one would be skateboarding, and just I guess the more creative side of me, which I'd kind of put on hold for a bit while I was studying.
Yeah, do you think that sort of the corporate or the studying and the sort of work for bigger companies and that sort of thing, do you think that sort of muted your creativity?
Indeed, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
While I was at school and university, I just was quite, I guess, heady and analytical and kind of blocked off the creative side for a bit.
So it was probably building up inside over that
but
time.
Thankfully I was still skateboarding regularly, which was my kind of creative outlet while I was studying.
What about drawing and art and that sort of stuff? Was there influence there that you'd done before as a kid? Or?
I guess my mum would be the biggest influence for that. So
yep.
she's a photographer, which hugely influenced me.
Yeah.
So I actually started photography as well around the same time that
yep.
Sean and myself started Limitless.
Yeah. So what was the initial conversation with the laces, with Limitless Laces, like with yourself and Sean? Was it something you were just like chatting about and what was that first sort of spark, I suppose?
So Sean and myself, we both agreed that we wanted to work on something on the side as
yep.
well as doing our professions or
yep.
our day jobs.
Yeah. Were you, this is when you were working in the float space, or had you left the geology space already, or
around the same time?
Around the same time. So, okay.
Yeah. A lot happened around that time.
When was this? How long ago are we talking?
4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Very cool. So laces.
So Sean and myself, both agreed that we wanted to work on something together.
Yep.
And shoelaces were an inexpensive concept.
Yeah.
That we agreed upon.
Yep.
And it was something we could kind of play with. And we also both skate.
Yep.
So while you skate, you rip through clothes. Shoelaces do get kind of shredded while you skate.
Yeah, I'd never thought of that as so there was a real practicality in it as well.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Okay.
So we wanted to make laces which we could wear while we skate.
Yep.
So that's kind of the origins of and the influences behind it.
It's very cool. And I mean, in regards to the initial manufacturing then of the laces, was that something you obviously outsourced to overseas, or was it?
we had a look around a few different places,
yep.
but at the moment we do produce them overseas.
Yep.
Then get them shipped to Australia, and then we distribute them from Australia.
That is very cool. So was there any fascination with laces as a kid, or not really, or just as part of the skating culture, I suppose?
Yeah. So shoes, that's huge in the skateboarding industry.
Yep.
So I guess I was always growing up interested in shoes.
Yeah.
And you're always going through new shoes while you skate.
Do you remember your first kind of real love of sneakers when you were young? Do you remember your first pair?
I never was really into sneakers. It was all about skateboarding shoes.
Wow, okay.
So that's...
And what are the go-to skateboarding shoes? I mean, are Vans?
Vans are some of my favourites. At the moment, I'm wearing Converse.
Yep.
But I've gone through them all just about.
Yeah, very cool. And slip-on shoes then are obviously the devil.
I was skating with a few mates yesterday.
Yeah, okay.
And they made a joke that they don't need my laces because they're both wearing slip-ons.
I had a pair of, I remember as a kid, I'm a little bit older than you, probably quite a bit actually. Actually, how old are you, Tom?
Turned 28 in 2 weeks.
Turned 28, interesting. Okay, I'm 45. But as a kid growing up I grew up in the UK, I've got a weird memory of having a pair of ET laces.
Oh yeah.
Like when I was thinking about stuff to ask you, and I was thinking, okay, laces, what do laces mean to me?
Sure.
I just remember these. I remember wearing them to school, and it was just the coolest thing, like these ET shoelaces. So that's my laces story.
Awesome.
And I did a little bit of background on the history of laces, and going by Wikipedia.
Yep, sure.
But 5,500 years ago, there was I think an Iceman called what is it, Otzi, that was found, has seemingly the first pair of shoelaces. So maybe that could be a new range, the Otzi range of Neanderthal laces.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah. So it's amazing what you can find online. And Harvey Kennedy seemingly is the first person that patented the shoestring shoelace. So a couple of little random facts. So what was your first move then, from a business perspective, with Limitless Laces? What was the plan, or maybe there wasn't a plan?
Initially business was very new to Sean and myself.
Yep.
So it was all about learning.
Yep.
So we just decided to throw ourselves in the deep end and start a business and just learn as we go.
What were some of the first things you did then set up to sort of enable the first sale of the shoelaces?
Sure. So we came up with a few designs.
Yep.
So the reason why we, work with our shoelaces is because they have little shapes, patterns, colours.
Yep.
So there's a point of difference there.
Yeah, they are very cool.
Thank you.
Look amazing, yeah.
So we came up with a few designs and then got them off to a graphic designer.
Yep.
He computerized them and did what graphic designers do. And then we sent them off to a few manufacturers. Initially, we had a few troubles actually getting a good manufacturer on board.
Okay. Yeah.
But thankfully, we've got one at the moment.
Okay. How long has this manufacturer been in place? Or?
So we've been working with them for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the main issue you found initially? Was it quality? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
We thought shoelaces would be quite easy to print patterns on.
Yep.
And but they were actually a little more difficult than we expected.
Okay.
Some of the first concepts and prototypes were not quite what we were after.
Yeah.
So we actually had to alter quite a few of our designs to make it like a little bit easier to print.
And did you do sort of testing with them, like actually being a skater yourself? And is it Sean?
Sean, yeah.
Sean the skater as well, obviously.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. And the first sort of batch of laces that came in, did you only get like a handful to begin with to test them out?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
To be honest, the first laces we got made weren't for skateboarding. They were more patterned laces.
Okay. Yep.
Just to get like a point of difference out there.
Yep.
We identified early on that skateboarding laces need to be durable, need to be made with a certain material to make them withstand skateboarding. So we decided initially to kind of put that on hold, or like just continue working on finding what would be good for skateboarding.
Yep.
So initially we went with, easier laces to work with.
Okay.
And laces which we could kind of play with and make look fun, so we had something to market.
Yeah, definitely. And do you remember, I mean, how did you sell them to begin with? What was the first sort of your first delve into marketing, or was it amongst friends? Was it your network, or how did it work?
So we set up a website, so we had an online shop straight away.
Yep.
And we just promoted laces through our friends. I gave them to all my mates. Sean gave them to all his mates. Initially we were all about just creating content.
Okay.
Stuff that we could obviously market.
Yeah. And what was your go-to sort of platform for your content? Where did you choose to begin that?
So photography was a huge passion of mine. So I'd always go out with my buddies, pass them a set of shoelaces, and then take a series of photos with them. And then we'd put that on social media platforms. And which was obviously Instagram is where I saw you guys. Is that one of the ones that was the original sort of setup? Yes. So Instagram was the first platform, or Facebook and Instagram. But Instagram was a little more convenient, and we found a little more efficient.
Yeah, and with your demographic, probably pretty spot on, I would have thought. What about Snapchat? Did you ever?
We thought about that, but to be honest, we never have used Snapchat for promo.
And I think it's a platform that is probably dying. I would have thought Instagram is just, the Facebook juggernaut. It's
exactly.
Just so hard to control. So your first online sale, do you remember Who was it? A friend? Was it a
It
family?
was actually a friend. Yeah, it was a friend in South Australia.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think as soon as we launched the website, I did
That's
a little
very
post
cool.
and she got straight onto it, I think, the day we launched.
Yeah. And
So
how
that's-
did you
that's
find
pretty
with the
cool.
launching of it? Was there any issues? There was like, did everything from a technology point of view work well, or was there obviously tweaks that you've had to make over time? And
Yeah, there's constant tweaks. But there was no huge, I guess, issues initially.
Yep.
But it was all just very new to us.
Yep.
So we were just literally learning
Yep.
as we go.
And did you continue your mindfulness and your floating obviously throughout this whole process?
Yes, indeed.
And you found that to be obviously an amazing.
That was a huge benefit.
Yeah.
I often would use floats just to kind of come up with ideas for marketing or
Yep.
what I needed to work on at the time. I'd just, I guess, meditate on it in the pod.
And what I mean, so the journey so far has been about 4 years since.
4 years since we had the
initial
idea.
Okay.
We launched the business about 2.5 years ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you didn't jump. You weren't sort of like gung ho, and so you did a lot.
There was about a year and a half where we
wow,
just kind
okay.
of worked on a few things and just prepped and.
And how's it going?
It's going well, yeah.
Yep.
It's still small time.
Yep.
But we do well enough to expand and grow it and keep it going.
Yeah. So is that the sort of process just now from a business point of view? Is it sort of money just coming back into the business? And just
exactly.
Sort of, and so what's that going into? Is it going into more research on material, or is it going into marketing, or what sort of
a lot of marketing at the moment. Social media marketing.
Yep.
That's the big one.
Okay. So paid advertising on social, like targeted sort of.
Yeah. And a lot of like influencer marketing.
Yeah, so I did notice actually, Gem
Wolfie. Yeah.
On one of your latest Instagram pics, I think.
Yep.
And I mean, when you talk about Perth influencers, you don't probably get much bigger than.
She's a pretty big one.
1.7 million.
Yeah, she's pretty big.
And was that a relationship that you had already, or did you reach out on a DM, or what was the?
Actually, through Beyond Rest is how I initially met her.
Okay.
She did some promotional work for us at the Float Centre up in Joondalup.
Excellent. Okay.
And I was the photographer at the time, so
yeah,
that's where I first met her and became friends. And
brilliant.
And then we developed a relationship where I'd often help her with photography.
Okay.
And in return, she'd help me out with some shoelace promo.
Yeah.
So that was pretty handy friendship at the time.
Yeah. And the Gary Vee book Crushing It talks a lot about influencer marketing, so it's a really interesting.
It's big tactic at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, having somebody with that sort of reach, especially on the platform that is kind of your main platform, that's insane.
Yeah, it's really, really handy.
Yeah, that is really cool.
I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, actually, she's local, isn't she? She lives.
So.
I have bumped into her in Coles, just up the road.
Yep.
Because I think I was following her through her. I think is it Good Eats? I think she does the food thing, and then I saw her Instagram stuff.
Business. Yep.
Which was insane. I remember I was looking at this girl in Coles going, is that Gem Wolf? And it was. So I had a chat with her, and she was talking about doing YouTube and sort of expanding her kind of content stuff, and she's been in the US and stuff like that. So that's very cool. Any other influencers that you've used? I mean, from a skate perspective, has there been?
Yeah, so that's what we're working on at the moment. Trying to get a few skateboarders on board.
Yep.
The skateboarding industry is in California.
Yeah,
that's where the heart of it is.
Yep.
So we send out a few laces to skateboarders over there.
Yep.
Quite a few little kids as well.
Okay.
Like there's a few little skateboarding kids.
Yeah.
All around the world, to be honest.
Yeah.
We send them laces, and they kind of make Instagram clips and
that is so cool.
photos.
Yeah.
And they're fun to work with, and
because you just never know who is watching these kids. I mean, even if they've got an audience of only 2,000, or they've got a following of 5,000 or 10 or whatever. I mean, you just never know how that one post could be the one that sort of makes it go insane.
Yes, exactly.
How have you seen the spikes then? So with influencers, is there like a nervous energy when you're about to post or Gem Wolfie's going to post an Instagram pic sort of tagging you in it? Like, I mean, do you see immediate kind of results?
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Once I guess result wise, once an influencer has posted,
yep,
you do see spikes in
yep,
engagement
Yep.
and attention.
Yep.
We're really trying to identify like the ideal, I guess, influencer, because we work with a few different ones. Some of them have like a lot of followers, but they don't necessarily bring us the attention.
Maybe the
or
market's
market
not
we
quite
need.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Tony Hawk would be a good one.
That'd be ideal.
Yeah.
So I'll use Gem as an example.
Yep.
Gem's, her, I guess, audience isn't skateboarders.
Yep.
So it's probably better for us, or it is better for us to use skateboarders over, I guess, Gem.
Yeah. I mean, what would her kind of audience then would be? Kind of street culture, basketball.
Yeah, basketball. A lot of Americans workout industry.
Yeah. Okay. The fitness.
Fitness
Okay.
industry.
Which I suppose fashion and stuff like that is still a big part of that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sneaker fashion and whatever. So, but I mean, is that something that you're sort of really focused on? Is like skate laces? Is that like your main drive for the business, or?
It's not the main drive, but it's just what I'm passionate about.
Yep.
So it just makes sense for me to work with that.
Yeah.
But I just want to bring out a different product.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was talking about initially. Our initial laces were just something different.
Yep.
There wasn't too many people doing shoelaces, especially here in Australia.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to, have fun with something a little bit different.
Definitely. So it's going strong then, and you're like, have you got anything sort of planned out for the next 12 months or so, or anything big sort of coming up?
We do want to eventually work our way into more, I guess, products.
Yep.
We still want to stay true to like shoelaces.
Yep.
So an example would be to release a range of hoodies. Which have like the little pull strings around the hoodie to kind of tighten them, but they would use our shoelaces.
Okay.
So the pull strings would have colours, patterns, and board shorts as well.
Of course.
So board shorts, same deal, pull string to tighten them up.
I didn't even think about that.
Board shorts would be a simple colour, but like the lace that you tighten it with would be patterned and have our kind of influence.
Yeah, that is very cool.
So that's in the future, in the next 12 months.
In product development, which is good. Why do, when you go and buy a pair of shoes, why do they always lace them up so weirdly? With that the lace that comes up the side and like... Yeah,
I don't have an answer for that.
Like, what's your go-to lace up? Like, how do you lace your shoes? Is there a specific...
there is a specific way.
Okay.
It was taught to me by one of the skate shop owners when I was very young, and I've just stuck with it.
Okay, it works for you.
It works for me. It looks good in photos.
I was going to say so most of the pictures we would see then are using that kind of lace up. What's the trick of it? Is it that getting that sort of horizontal kind of
pretty much definition? Yeah. Pretty much. So all the photos that I personally take have the laces set in a specific way.
Yep. Does Sean have the same lace up, or does he go a different way?
I think he's the same.
Yeah. Okay. So with digital marketing, is it Big Cartel is the platform that you're using? Is that the platform you started with?
We actually tried to get our site built by a company initially.
Okay. Yeah.
And we weren't able to kind of come to a site which we were happy with.
Yep. Okay. So that was about 3 years ago. Then you would have been thinking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So and then we soon realized that we could build the site ourselves.
Yep.
So that was a fun process.
Yep. And Big Cartel seems to be working really well because it's one I hadn't actually really heard of before. So it's always interesting to know what sort of... Because I mean, obviously for us, we do a lot of WordPress sites, but Shopify is another big part of what we're sort of looking at as a service, and is obviously one of the main quick to set up kind of e-commerce solutions.
Yep.
Is Shopify something you looked at back then, or was it?
It wasn't, but it's something we're looking at now.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have thought about making the jump over to Spotify. Sorry, Shopify.
Yeah.
Just because it's got a few extra features, which
I think its inbuilt kind of integrations are just insane from a social perspective. Ability to sort of retarget and sort of sell, have that sort of marketing in place connected to your social account straight away. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. And I mean, how many visitors are you getting just now to the site? Do you have a lot of traffic? Is it?
There's a decent amount of traffic.
Yep.
What we're trying to work on at the moment is conversion.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually get like a very decent amount of traffic,
Yep.
but we're just needing to convert a little bit more.
Yeah, and have you done sort of audits and kind of, because the big thing is putting yourself in the place of your target audience and sort of looking at, that journey. How easy is it? Is it going to be simple for them, like a couple of clicks to buy the shoelaces that you want, or which ones do you show out? Do you do a bit of testing and stuff like that with?
Yeah, so I play around with all the features that like Instagram's brought out. With the tagging of the product. So that's like almost the quickest. Or at least amount of clicks to go from seeing the product on a social media platform to being able to purchase it on your website. Yeah,
has that been working okay? Have you?
Yeah, that's a fun one to work with, and it's giving good results.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And all the analytics that Google provide and Big Cartel provide, they're always valuable.
Yeah, I mean that's the big thing, isn't it? A lot of people set these things up but don't actually look at the data that's sort of involved. What's the go-to sort of data you look at from an analytics point of view? Say from Google, like are you looking at just sort of which products people are going to, or like
So to be honest, I've only just started working with Google Analytics. But just being able to see what products people go to first, how much time they spend on that product, how they get to that product as well, like which other pages they visit first.
And I noticed a couple of videos. You've got a few videos on Vimeo, I noticed. Did you shoot them yourself, or?
Yes. Most of them.
The one with the shoes sort of getting thrown up in the black background.
So that was actually filmed by a couple of friends of mine.
Yeah, very cool.
A small
video.
Little media company. At the time, or they've just graduated film.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
So they put that together.
So really cool. Is that fairly recently, or is that sort of a year or so old now? Or
that was produced about a year ago.
Okay, so great video. Have you used that in promotion? Have you used that for sort of Facebook ads, Instagram?
As a Facebook ad.
And video, I think, for Facebook is the key.
Yeah, exactly.
We were doing some stuff the other day and had just static sort of ad campaigns, and then video, and the spike in reach and in interest and clicks was ridiculous once you put a video in there. Actually, with Facebook, because I noticed you're not posting a lot on Facebook, like organic kind of posting. Is that something, because from a content point of view, I suspect there's quite a lot of stuff you could be doing, like creating little stories, little vlogs, like especially with the skate culture. I mean, that's huge on YouTube, isn't it? The skate culture. Is that something you're looking at doing down the track, or?
Yes, So with Facebook, we identified that you have to pay to get your stuff seen. So it's not as easy as Instagram. But,
and Instagram's going the same way. It's still cheap though, I think. It's very cheap to get in front of people, but you're having to pay to play these days.
Indeed. But with Facebook, we tend to just post, blog posts and videos. It won't be like an everyday post. And
quality over quantity, I think.
Indeed, So I'm more of a visual individual. Like I love working with photos and videos. So I do need to kind of get more into like text and stories and adding more words to the site. And
because I think YouTube. I mean, you've obviously got a couple of videos on Vimeo. Do you have a YouTube channel as well? You do. Okay.
So the exact same videos.
Oh, okay. You got about four or five videos
4 or
there.
5,
Yeah, a couple of influencers. There's a guy playing soccer in one of them. Is he
that's actually my stepbrother.
Very good, very good.
He's a fanatic soccer player.
So where do you get your soccer? He's obviously wearing the laces on his soccer boots.
So he plays futsal, 5-a-side. Soccer.
Okay. That's all about the moves and stuff and the look as well, isn't it? So okay.
So same similar to skateboarding. Like shoes are like a huge part of the sport. So it's cool being able to add my laces to his soccer boots.
So with skate laces, are they usually thicker than obviously normal laces?
To be honest, the most laces that actually come with the shoes are just your stock standard laces. There's nothing too special about them. I think they're currently going towards making them a little more durable. I have seen a few skate shoes that have come out with slightly thicker or more durable laces.
Yep.
But yeah, it's pretty much just your stock standard lace.
Yeah. But I mean, the logo, the initial design of your Limitless Laces logo, the LL kind of symbol, is that something you guys did yourself, or did you have a friend?
We work with a company. We gave them a few ideas, a few sketches, and they kind of finalized the actual logo. Yeah,
it works really well, obviously, on the laces and on T-shirts, and you can see it maybe on a hoodie as well. It's a really nice, clean kind of symbol.
So yeah, we're pretty pleased with that.
Yeah. Any trips to LA or coming up?
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Do a bit of research.
Yeah, indeed. That would be, I guess, a goal of ours to head over to California and check out the market.
Definitely. With skate culture in Perth, then it's obviously there's a huge skate culture in Perth, obviously from the surf culture originally, and then sort of going through to skateboarding. Are there some what you would call influencers in the Perth scene for skating?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I skate with a lot of them.
Yeah, okay.
Most weekends.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're my closest mates.
Oh wow, okay.
I haven't worked with them yet.
Yep.
I tend to just get carried away skating with them and having a good time.
Definitely. Where do you skate? Where do you usually go?
At the moment, a lot of time in Fremantle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I actually do some work for one of the skate shops in Fremantle as well.
Yeah, okay.
1991 skate shop.
Yep.
So I do a lot of their kind of photography of products and help them out with some social media stuff.
So what's your meditation practice like? So I try to be good with meditation. I'm probably 15 minutes each morning, or try to most mornings. Have you got a good meditation practice?
It's pretty much floating.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I float once a week.
Yep. For 1 hour, you do the 1 hour float?
Yeah, 1 hour. And while I'm at the center, I'm mindful.
Yeah.
All throughout my shift, which is really
I was going to say, it's a very, because I've been to Beyond Rest quite a few times. I've got the subscription there. So
awesome.
There is a real calmness when you walk in, which is amazing. I don't know if it's just because of the people around there, or I don't know what it is, but it's an amazing, you're right, sort of mindfulness there's an aura when you walk into the place,
so
which is good.
It's a really, really handy position I have there.
Yep.
So yeah, just being there keeps me centered and grounded.
Yep. And
then the floats are just, an awesome part of that as well.
Have you had any injuries from skating that you've then used the flotation to kind of help? Or?
I like to say I've never had any serious injuries, touch wood, but I do like to say that whenever I'm sore from skateboarding, I will try and float.
Yep.
So I'm actually hoping to float this afternoon.
Very good, very good.
Just for a bit of downtime and just physical recovery.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? Because with flotation, you're kind of, the only thing your body can do, or your body and mind can do, is just kind of look internally, isn't it? Which is really amazing, and from a healing perspective is huge. Do you have any mentors or people that you've kind of look up to, or especially over the last 5 years with the process of starting the business?
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
Nick Dunnan, who is the co-owner of Beyond Rest.
Yep.
He mentored me through the initial stages of starting up the business.
Okay.
He is very business savvy, and he's really good at online marketing.
Yep. What do you think the biggest advice, or the best bit of advice you maybe got from Nick was?
I couldn't put it down to one piece of advice, but just seeing how he works and how he operates. He is very mindful himself.
Yep. So
just seeing someone tackle business from a mindful perspective was really awesome. Yeah,
that is really good. Yeah.
And just seeing him do what he does, I just tried to work with what he taught me, and it was very valuable.
Excellent. That's obviously an ongoing thing.
Indeed. So he's an awesome boss, and still a huge mentor to me.
Shout out to Nick. He's based in Melbourne, I think you were saying.
So he lives in Melbourne at the moment.
Yeah, but a Perth guy originally.
Perth boy, yeah. Yep. So he moved over when we opened a few centres over there.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Okay, if you had $10,000 when you first started your business, what would you do with it? What would be what would you spend that money on? Sort of, you've now had about 3 or 4 years of sort of in the business or thinking about the business and starting it up. If you had 10 grand, what would you put that into?
I guess there's a lot of money to be spent on online marketing.
Yep.
So, I put it into online marketing.
Yep.
Probably trying to work with more influencers as well.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the influencers we have worked with or want to work with obviously cost a bit of money.
Yep.
And especially if you want to keep them posting regularly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I guess online marketing,
Yep.
but also maybe a little more self-education on business.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have a business education.
Yep.
So yeah, some schooling on business and marketing as well.
Yeah, from a business education point, is there anything you read or kind of consume from content that you use to kind of help yourself with that sort of stuff?
I wouldn't be able to put it down to one particular source.
Yep.
A lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our approach was generally just we knew what the next step in the business was, and
Yep.
we'd just teach ourselves as we go.
Yep.
So whatever we came up with, whatever the next step was, we would just spend hours online just teaching ourselves how to do that.
Yeah.
Because the internet has so many answers.
Exactly.
So that was kind of our schooling while we're setting up Limitless.
Yeah, and it still is for us as well.
Indeed, indeed.
Just a quick one before we finish off. With influencers, what's your sort of process then with, for anybody that's maybe starting an online business or has got products that they're looking at getting into the influencer's hands, what sort of process have you found to work the best, and what sort of costs are involved, and what's sort of happening in that space just now?
Sure. Well, they all have different costs depending
Yep.
on their audience and engagement. I guess approach would be find ones which are really aligned with what you're doing. We've had a lot of influencers that are aligned with us. We send them laces, they'll do one post and then they'll forget about it.
Yeah.
So you really want to keep them posting regularly and like constantly interacting with them.
Yep.
So that's probably the biggest one, just constant interaction with your influencer and have an ongoing relation rather than just one post to your audience here.
Oh, it's all about, that's what business is about, isn't it? And life in general is just relationship building, isn't it?
Indeed,
And providing
yep.
value and just keeping that communication open.
Indeed.
That's very cool. Well, thank you very much, Tom, for coming in to
Thank
the
you
podcast.
for inviting me in.
Not a worry. And that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will speak to you soon. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.